Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm the mother of one 7-year-old child, referred to as the kid for the purposes of this podcast. My hobbies include talking trash, having anxiety, and thrifting.
Hi, my name is Hannah. We're a family of 4. My kids are 2 and 4, almost 5. I'll call them L and R, and in my spare time I enjoy talking, trash TV, and long walks on the beach. Just kidding. But we are a family that loves beach days.
Hi, I'm Brandon, father of 3 under 5. I will be referring to them as Michelle, Rose, and Junior. I went to film school, and now I do a podcast. Isn't life funny? Welcome to the show.
Actually, I wanted to tell you guys this because this is actually kind of exciting. So, Corey left yesterday, but didn't leave until his flight was at like 5 p.m. So we actually drove him to the airport, and driving with kids has changed for me. Like very recently. It's only a 30-minute drive to the airport, so it's really not that far. But I was like, okay, I have to be prepared. Like, driving sucks. Like, you never know if they're going to start screaming at you, if they're going to hate the car seat, whatever. And you know, I planned it all. We had snacks for the way there. And then I like packed tablets just in case. It's only a 30-minute drive, but I was like, who knows? And it was actually like amazing. They did so well. So like we had snacks on the way there. We went in, we said our goodbyes. We hopped in the car. And then like we didn't even need the tablets. We sang songs. Like one wanted a window open, and then we closed the window and we looked for airplanes. And I was like, this is like a new level for me. Like until now, it's kind of been like, okay, we always plan, especially like when we go visit my parents, it's like a couple-hour drive. So we always plan that we leave when they're sleeping, because like 2 hours is more than enough in the car. So one's got to be sleeping and the other one has a tablet, or there's always like so many planned things, like all the snacks in the world. But I kind of feel like we've like reached a new level where it's like a 10-minute drive is okay. A 30-minute drive is okay. I don't need to like panic about it anymore. That I'm not going to be screamed at for the whole drive. It's not going to be dangerous driving anymore. And I don't know, what are your kids like? Do they like the car? Is it a thing?
It depends on where we're going. If we go to like, so my parents their cottage is 40 minutes, but so that's not too bad. And we've always tried to like not have screens in the car, so it's really like a last resort, but something we started doing like the minute that he could understand it was workbooks and like activity books. And then we also bought him an iPod, like a 20-year-old iPod, like a shuffle. And we just like started asking him what songs he wanted and like what do you want to listen to? And it started out with like The Wiggles, but now he's expanded his musical tastes, so he has other stuff, David Bowie and Taylor Swift and that kind of stuff. But that was always really like, that's always worked really well for him. But he likes to look out the window, but he does get impatient. I think like 40 minutes he kind of tops out, and he's like, can we just get there? Like if we ever drive to like Brandon and Melissa's, usually like 20 minutes out, he's like, this is too far. I'm bored now. So
okay, so it's like you're good for like 45 minutes. Like that's your cap.
Yeah. And then anything longer than that. But like honestly, the iPod, solid
really
choices.
Cool. Yeah, that's really neat.
And like it oh my god, he like plays it so loud though. It's so loud. I'm always like, can you turn it down? And he's like, no. Like,
does he at least listen to good music?
So like again, it started out like The Wiggles. That's what he was into, but it's kind of now he's got like Elton John and like Taylor Swift and David Bowie and Harry Styles. So it varies. And then he has two iPods. So they each have different types of music on them depending on his mood. So
nice.
Yes.
Brandon, what about your kids? What are they? Do they handle the car?
All right, everybody sit down. Let me tell you 3 three very different stories of children. No. Them in the car is like a crapshoot of either everybody's synced up or everybody's trying to climb out a window. Like it's one of the two. And I mean, we put them in car seats, so that's not real. But like, they just have a very different temperament. They all like the car and they all hate the car for different reasons. So with Michelle, I mean, she used to need an iPad. Excuse me. She used to need like a tablet or an iPad, something to usually watch on anything that was longer than like a half an hour, 45-minute drive. Anything that's like an hour plus, she usually was like really. It would just be good for her to just then she can just watch something. But we kind of pulled away from that, and now she has like a little Yodo player. So it's like she has, which is basically like a little. It's like a little small cube looking, almost like a music player, and it has like these cards that you just slip in, and on the cards they have you can put like 100 or 200 tracks on them, and it's basically you just pop in the card and it'll just play music. And you can put on your own card. You can put on your own music. You can put on you can put on stories. You can put on yourself singing if you want. It's all sorts of stuff. We don't do that. I don't like to torture my kids, so it's good not to do that. But so she now brings that into the car, and she really likes that. So that's okay. We're always listening to the same music because she seems to get hooked on music for like a specific type or a specific soundtrack to a movie for like 3 months in a row. So we just did like 3-4 months of the Sing and Sing 2 soundtracks. So I've listened to a lot of pop music and really popular music, but it's all sung by that cast. So I feel like I've heard I'm Still Standing by Elton John sung by Taron Egerton probably more times than I've actually heard it by Elton John. So that's
Michelle got my kids hooked on that soundtrack. Like, we had never listened to it, and Michelle was like, this song when they visited. And also I wanted to, is the Yoda player out loud, or does she wear headphones?
No, she plays it out loud, and that's okay. Like because I can control that music. Like, I can control what's on the playlist,
right?
Like, or like on the cards themselves, because I make them. Like, if this is what she wants, then I'll put it on there. So like, our family loves The Greatest Showman. That's like a big, or at least the three of us do. I don't think the twins yet know what they're watching, but Michelle loves it. That's one of her favorites that she likes watching. Much to Melissa's delight, because Melissa absolutely adores that film. So do I, but it's like I'm just waiting for like another like 5-6 years where I'm just like, all right, we can watch Terminator now. So, which is probably still not age appropriate, but I'm gonna lose patience and I'm just gonna be like, we need to start watching these films. So, because I watched those films when I was too young, and I obviously turned out fine. So,
yes.
But to get back to your point, she listens to it out loud, and the twins really like the music as well. So it kind of calms everybody down. Everybody is okay for maybe about a half hour at a time. Michelle's much longer. She can do well now in the car. Rose and Junior. I mean, Junior's pretty good in the car. He usually can entertain himself, but he just he has like a very usually it's about 2 hours in, and then he's kind of done. So you kind of have to stop and let him stretch his legs, and he likes to like run around and stuff. But he'll usually take a nap, and then he'll wake up, and sometimes he'll do 2 cycles in a nap. So he'll do like 90 minutes. So that's pretty good. He'll take like a 90-minute nap. Yeah, he's our best sleeper.
2 hours in the car?
Yeah, he can do about 2 hours in the car without like losing his mind. I mean, granted, there's times where he's in there for 15 minutes and it's like, all right, I guess we're not going to Ottawa. Like, it's like he's screaming that loud or something. Mm-hmm. But he definitely has the most patience, and especially at that age, Michelle is now okay. She can do it. Well, I mean, Rose has got 45 minutes to an hour in her, and then it's just like, she's like, get me out of here. Like, she hates the car seat. She hates you would think it's the reverse by how much Junior likes running around, but man, Rose is just, she never naps more than like 40 minutes in like one stint. Like if we're traveling over nap time, she does 40 minutes. And if we've got to go to, Sterling and Lucy's, or if we're going to anywhere really that's over 40 minutes or an hour, say, she'll do one, and then she wakes up, and then you either got to give her some food or like a snack or something, or like she's just miserable and she's just screaming. Nothing really calms her down. Yeah, she's still not used to that. She still doesn't really like the car. And you guys know Rose. Rose is the most stubborn of all three of them. So she's just like, she'll just cry the whole time. So it's not like, oh, she'll cry it out, or no. If she wakes up and there's still 2.5 hours left on the drive, and if we were to keep driving, she'd just cry for 2.5 hours. Which we don't let her, so we stop. Right. And then we do stop. So I just wanted to say, yeah, we don't actually let her cry for that long. It's just she won't. She won't stop. So ours is it's tough with 3 kids because they're all at different stages, and they don't know what they don't know yet, right? They know what the car is, but you can't sit them down and just be like, this is going to be an hour and a half, so like make sure you take a nap. But you can't talk to them like that. They're just yelling snack, and they are completely. All 3 of them are conditioned to get a snack anytime they go into the car. So and that's our fault. That's our fault.
No, mine too.
I blame
like
myself
10 minutes
for that.
in, and they're like snack time.
Oh, ours is they ask for it before they get into the car. It's like as we're walking out, I'm like, all right, everybody get in the van, and they all just go snack, snack. Like they just say, well, what snack can I have?
Do your
Dad?
kids ever complain about being uncomfortable in their car seats? Because that was something that like the kid was really that was something that would really bother him. Like he'd be good for like half an hour, and then he'd be like, my butt hurts from sitting in this car seat for so long. Because you got to like have some sympathy for them. They're like strapped into these car seats like they're going on a roller coaster, right? And then we've upgraded him to just like a booster because he's 7, and not that matters because it's a weight thing, not an age thing. But now I've seen, because like now he can kind of like readjust himself and like, move around a little bit easier. But do your kids ever complain that they're uncomfortable?
Mine are like not once they've been sitting for a long time. It's the initial like Elle hates everything that's too tight. Like he's in size 4 clothes half the time because nothing can be too tight on him, and he's only 2. So it's like if and we don't loosen it based on what he's wearing, right? It has to be tight. So it's if he's wearing a sweater that's too bulky, then we have to make sure that it comes off because it's too tight. It's too tight. So he's very much like getting into the car seat, very particular. He doesn't want it too high here and too tight there, and he calls it, how the clip goes, like it stuck down on the side and you got to pull it up before you click in the bottom part. He tells me that it's cuddling him. He goes, it's cuddling me. And he gets like so upset, and I'm like, you just gotta wait, I'm so close to getting there. I gotta process, I gotta do this one and then this one, then I'm getting that one. So he doesn't sleep in the car much anymore, and he's forward facing now, and he fell asleep a couple months ago, and it was the first time he's ever had like a kink in his neck. Oh my gosh, he was so mad.
No.
And he wasn't asleep for that long. I let him, like, we stopped and I let him sleep for like half an hour or something like that, and he woke up and he was like, what is this feeling in my neck? And he was like, and he was so upset about it. But yeah, other than that, they're fine in their car seats. What about your kids, Brandon?
Michelle complains about sometimes, and I sometimes I think it's just because she doesn't want to be in the car seat. So I think it's more of a mental thing. But the twins are still too young to be like, I don't know if they're just complaining that they're in the car seat, or if the car seat is too tight, or if the car seat is uncomfortable, or I don't. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Michelle is definitely like, there's been times where I know that the harness is like, not the harness is too tight. It's just, she just doesn't want to be strapped down. Like, who does? Like, it's why roller coasters are like a minute and then they let you out, because you probably
Exactly,
you probably get claustrophobic after Or you feel you feel restrained. You feel like you can't get out, and you feel trapped and stuff. So I can understand that, and it's I can understand that for Michelle to feel that way. But sometimes. But she doesn't really complain too much about the car seat itself. They seem to be comfortable in them. But I think getting into the colder weather, the twins are going to have to learn that when they wear more layers when you're in the car seat, like that's its own thing that you're going to have to figure out how to do, because I know dropping them off today, one was wearing a sweater and one was wearing their coat, and they weren't uncomfortable, but I was just seeing that and I was like, oh, it's, winter months are coming up, and then you're just going to be in a, you're going to always be in something like this, not a snowsuit, but you're going to be wearing at least snow pants and like a sweater when you're in the car and before. And I wonder if I wonder how they're going to deal with that, because I think they're still too young. I don't remember when they were a year ago, what they were like, but they, I guess it was the same thing, but they're older now.
They would have been in those bunting things that you guys have.
That's
Columbia bunting,
the fleece
whatever.
things.
That's exactly where they would have been in. Yeah, so they would have been okay with that. And being almost 1 or just over 1 when the winter months hit is a much different age than being now 2 and a bit, and Michelle didn't do well with it, so she needed to adjust with that. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. Just more screaming kids in the back of the van. Well, that's it.
Yay.
Yeah. How do you guys do on drives, like long drives? I will just say this: our driver's seat van doesn't recline anymore, so whatever it is, it's broken. So it's like fully like up. So my back, I can't lean back in it. It's basically, I can't recline in the driver's seat. And I know after about an hour and a half of driving that van, I start to feel it all in my neck. So anytime we do like a long drive, and we have a bunch of long drives coming up in October, I just know that my neck is never going to recover. It's just, this is going to be, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. How do you guys do How do you guys do on drives?
Brandon, you're typically the driver?
Yeah, didn't start out that way. I don't know how it just turned into that, but yeah, I am typically the driver. Yeah.
And Lucy, are you the driver or the passenger?
I am typically the passenger. I don't know. It used to be more shared, and then over the years, Sterling just does the driving, and I'm always like, hey, let me know if you want me to drive. And he's like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, you don't think I'm a good driver, do you? I truly think that he does not like the way that I drive, because I accelerate too quickly.
Does anybody like the way that their spouses drive or their partners drive? Not the two of you, I just mean in general. I feel like that's like just like a thing that when you're in a relationship, it's just like, oh no, Hannah's giving me a look like
I don't mind the way that Sterling drives. Okay. My issue arises with other people. Like when he goes to work, I'm like, oh, like be careful, and he's like, I'm gonna be careful. And I'm like, it's not you that I'm worried about. You're not the reckless driver. It's all the other people that are driving that are reckless drivers. No,
Lucy's worried about me, because she's been in a car with me maybe less than a handful of times, and every time she's just like, why are you going at this speed? One time we went to pick up food, and I was like, the speed limit's like 40, and you're going like 65. And I believe my response was, I turned to you and I said, Melissa? I was like, that's so maybe also, it is me.
Also, Melissa's driving makes me nervous too, though. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, I don't. I guess I don't know. That's why I ask, is because Melissa and I we make each other comfortable with the way that we drive, but we drive completely differently. That's why. So it's just like, I drive the correct way. No, that's not right. But I do drive a lot differently than her, and we make different decisions, and that's why I'm asking, is because it's like, it's a weird we get along. And we agree on like almost everything, and we're very, very similar. And then it just turns into like driving. It's just like, no, you don't need to go 70 in the parking lot, Brandon. It's fine. And I'm like, but I want to get there on time. Anyways, that's sorry.
Hannah, how do you feel about that?
So I'm 90% of the time the driver. I prefer driving. And it used to be a lot more split. Like we'd do it 50-50, like we'd take turns. I'm a very anxious passenger, and So if I'm driving, then I'm in control, right? Like I like that. But Corey keeps saying to me, he's like, you got to let me drive sometimes. I'm going to forget how to do this. But yeah, I'm always the driver. And I may have done this subconsciously, but when it's big drives, I prefer I always drive. And when you are in the passenger seat, you are the snack bitch, right? So, and Corey's like, he's like, my neck is going to be broken from doing this. Like, you got to let me drive sometimes, like turning around constantly. Here's your water bottle. Here's your snack. Here's your tablet. Here's your books. Here's your teddies, like whatever it is for the long drives. And I just keep saying, yeah, but you can reach, your arms are so much longer than mine. And I still generally get to drive, but we've been working on it a little bit. I let him drive a little bit, but we got into an accident actually, not long after we moved here. And Brandon, I know you knew this, but Lucy doesn't. We were going to the zoo last year and somebody ran a red light and ran right into us. Everybody was okay. Obviously, like we're doing okay. But our car was totaled and the guy was just like hungry. He was looking at the A&W.
Oh my God.
And he like got out of the car. I screamed at him. I was like, get away from me. I was like, don't even come close to me. I was so livid and shaking. And he was like, I'm 65 years old and I've never been into an accident. And I was just hungry. Anyway, everybody's okay. But we had to get...
He was hungry.
He was looking at the A&W instead of the street light.
Oh my God. What an excuse. Oh my God.
Right?
Like, it could have... I mean, thank God you were fine, but like it could have been worse.
Oh
right?
yeah, like a second later, it would have hit me or Elle. But yeah, we were all okay. But like buying cars last year, I didn't realize we had a car. I wasn't looking at the car market. It is hard to buy a car during the pandemic, and so we ended up upgrading, and we got a nice car that has like has the cooling and the heating, which is really nice. And I love it. I love it. And Corey and I are always opposite temperatures. So I enjoy that in the car. Brandon, what did you do? Obviously, Melissa left yesterday, but you had Saturday together, maybe?
Yeah, we did have Saturday together. What did we do Saturday? Oh, Saturday, we were just home. I was helping Melissa pack for the week. And then because she got so stressed out, like packing... not stressed out, I shouldn't say that. Melissa got like just overwhelmed in the sense that she's just like, I just don't want to do all of this right now. Like, and we all just impromptu after nap time, we all went out to the park. So we went down to there's like a big park nearby the lake, the Lakeview Park, appropriately named, that we went to, and she, and we went down there with the kids, and we spent the afternoon there, and then we came back and we had dinner, and that was it. Yeah, Saturday was like a nice, relaxing day.
Sounds like a really nice like family day. You know, going outside before Melissa leaves for a trip.
Yeah, I think that's more or less what she wanted. She wanted to be with the kids until she's gone for a week. As long as she's ever been gone, as long as we've ever been apart too. Since we've been together, it's going to be like 6 days, 7 days, 6 days, 6 nights. It's 6 nights. So,
yeah, long time.
Yeah. So, yes, that was Saturday. We didn't really, and then what did we do? And then for her goodbye dinner, we got McDonald's. So that was nice.
Nice.
Her favorite.
It's close. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, no.
Well, it was our anniversary last week.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Thank you. 6 years married, 11 years together. So, my brother and sister-in-law came into the city last week. And so we were like, last minute, hey, you're here. Can we go out for dinner and they'll babysit? And we're like, yeah, that's awesome. So they babysat. We went out for Ethiopian and we like stopped at a cocktail bar after. And then we made it home in time to like watch a movie all together, not with the kids. It was too late for them. We actually have noticed a change in our household in the last couple of weeks that has been very, very exciting. So we had a really nice family weekend. Like my brother and sister-in-law were here and we just had a lot of downtime at home. But the biggest change that's happened is that I don't know what clicked. My kids played together. Like they've always played together. They've always been like really, really close. But like all of a sudden they played together like really well. And for hours. Like, I'm not talking like 10 minutes. It's like, we'll be like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to prep dinner. We're going to do laundry. We're going to, whatever we're going to do. And they're like, okay. And they go play. And it's like, R has started being like really good at problem solving. So he'll sit down with Elle and they'll be like, no, I want to do this. And R will be like, oh, okay, well, that's a good idea. How about we do this together then? And I'm like, did you just say that? Did I just hear you two like problem solve together? What's happening over here? I don't have to come referee or anything. And so it's like this big revolution over here that like the kids will play together, and it's been amazing and weird. But now we're kind of doing it a little bit in the mornings, which you guys know my kids are up early, especially Elle. And so on the weekend, they'll get up, Elle will get up, and then R sometimes pops up because he usually sleeps in. He pops up and he'll go, I'll get up with Elle. And we're like, okay. And so we'll all kind of stay up on the top floor of our house, and they'll go into this little craft room and play, and we're like sleeping-ish, like we're just laying in bed, but we don't have to get up. And they'll like play and they'll color, and then they bring us Play-Doh because they can't open the lids because they're too tight, and we just open lids and then they go and play. And it actually wasn't a disaster. Like, the room was not tossed and turned, but it was so nice to stay in bed and not get up. And it's just like this like revolution over here. And I don't know, like, Lucy, you only have one kid. Does he play independently? Do you get that downtime?
It kind of depends. Sometimes he'll like build this like, oh my God, I don't even want to show you what my living room looks like right now. Our like living room is more like a sitting room. There's no like TV or anything in there. Mm-hmm. So it's it doubles as like a playroom. So it's just, oh my God, it looks like a Toys R Us just like exploded in my living room right now. So it depends. If I can get him like focused on something and like really into something, he'll play hours by himself, with very little like, can you help me or can you play with me? It's like, but he has to be like immersed in something, like really focused on it. He also will play video games by himself, but there are some things that he wants us to play. Yeah. Like right now he's set up like a, oh my God, like a scavenger hunt.
That's cool.
And there's posters all around my house that he made and he put up as like advertisements, and has like dates on it because it's gonna like started on like, there's one on the wall of my bedroom. Hold on, I think it's like the 16th to the 23rd. It says on it, like that's how long it's gonna be. That's how long it's gonna run for, and you have to do it by then, and otherwise it's gonna go away.
So you're on day 3
That's
of this.
Super cool.
You're on day 3 of this thing, of the scavenger hunt.
Yeah, I think so, but I haven't. But it's not like it's not like
but we're not
there's something new every day. There's just like you have like this many days to do it.
Okay, all right, okay.
And it has something to do with, he's very imaginative when he wants to be. So it all involves these like search and find books.
Okay.
You know, like those like themed search and find, like,
yep.
It's like the Paw Patrol one. And so he has like he has like 6 of them, I think. Because he really likes them. And that's the scavenger hunt. So it's not like I have to go around my house and find things. I just have to read every single book.
Okay. That's a cool thing though. Like, I could get on board. Like, if my kids gave me scavenger hunts, I'd be like, okay. But I love games too. I'd be like, let's play.
Yeah.
That is something that board games. I realized very early on, I do not like playing like make-believe, like not make-believe, but like I'm going to say it. I'm trying to say it in a nice way. I'm going to say it. I do not like playing with my kid.
I mean, that's fair.
Like going to the park or like jumping on the trampoline, like that's different. We actually have created a very good game for the trampoline that I very much enjoy. But like the getting down on the floor and like playing with like toys, I don't enjoy it. I'm just like, I can't get into it. I try as I might. So I started buying board games, and we started implementing those because it's like structured, but it's understandable. Like he gets it. He can play it he can play with us. and he started really enjoying it. Like, we play Monopoly, and I don't mean like Monopoly Junior. I mean like real Monopoly.
Nice.
And we were playing it a few weeks ago, and he won.
Hey.
Awesome.
Like, by kind of a lot.
Yeah. Well, but that
Like,
game is rigged, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't take it too
Lucy,
personally. I also don't win at Monopoly, and I mean, I don't have good business sense.
Win at Monopoly.
I don't have good business sense,
Never
anyways.
win.
But the point is that I've never won at Monopoly, and I'm very suspicious of that game. So
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, Lucy, I don't think you're alone in that. I think there are a lot of parents that are not like get on your hands and knees play people, and even Corey and I have very different types of play. I struggle with the imaginary play, but Corey loves it. Like, they are constantly playing like pirates and ninja and like all these different, like, there's a golden ninja from a show, and it's nothing that we've ever watched, but he's learned about it from daycare, and he loves talking about it, and whoever he plays with this at daycare, he wants to play with it at home, and Corey's like super into that. But I would much rather like a board game but R just doesn't like board games, which is fine. It's just not going to be his thing. And so we do crafts, or we do baking, or we do the trampoline. I'm more of like an activity parent instead of an imaginary parent. And I like the trampoline or the park or a walk or the bike, those things, but not but Corey does the imaginary play, which is cool. Or like, and they get different things from different people. And I think that's normal. And I don't think you're alone in the like, I don't like doing this activity, because your kids don't like kids don't like doing every activity either. Why would adults? Just people.
No, exactly.
But, but Brandon, what about your kids? Are they 3 years apart? They're almost 3 years apart, right?
Almost 3 years apart, yeah. Yesterday, we played Clean the House, where they helped me clean the house. So that was, you think I'm joking, but that is what we did.
Did Michelle participate in that, or was it just like the twins?
Nope, all three.
Because like, I feel like when kids are like the age of the twins, it's easy to like, okay, we're gonna like put the dishes away, and like, this is fun because it's like
no.
Michelle participated as well.
Yeah, not the dishes for us. Michelle can do those, but the twins, for some reason, always try to grab the knives first and out of the dishwasher, and I'm always just like, that's not, I don't know why. But we started in the basement, and we were like, all right, let's sort the laundry, and then we sorted the laundry, and I think that the twins are at an age where it's like, you tell them like, this is a game, this is fun, and it's just housework. They're like, oh, awesome, like let's go do that. So they were into it. So we sorted the laundry, we started the washer. Our washer has like a clear lid, so you can like see down into it. So like, Michelle wanted to like sit on top of it and watch it like spin, and I'm sorting the laundry with the twins, and we're just getting stuff ready. And then we went up a floor, and then we started cleaning like their playroom, like where they do like their art and stuff. And that's when I noticed the difference of like, Michelle and Rose like cleaning, Junior does not. Junior, I'm like, can you please like, can you help clean? It's just no. And it's just like, no, I'm not gonna help. And you're just like, but buddy, can we just like put away all of these toys? Like, or here, let's put the books away. No, and he's like bouncing on like something. He's trying to climb the pickler triangle and stuff. Like, it's like, so that was, I learned that it's like, okay, so this only goes so far. But then I asked them, do you guys want to help me clean one of the bathrooms? And then it was just, oh my goodness, we get to hold the chemicals and we get to spray the stuff. I mean, I'm like, no, that's not what you get to do. You get to just, you're gonna watch me, and maybe you get to hold the toilet brush as I'm helping you and stuff. And they didn't, because what happened? Because I gave them a rag to use some water to like wipe part of the toilet, and Junior immediately took the rag and just like dunked it into the toilet, like into the toilet water.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, so
Nice.
I'm learning all of the boundaries on what they can do in terms of housework. So that game ended after about a half hour, and I was like, never mind, I'll just clean I'll just clean. You
I'll
guys
just do
can
it
go
myself.
play. To answer your question fully, they play well together. They will play independently to a point, and then they just all hell usually breaks down, or breaks loose, and the whole system kind of breaks down, and then they eventually just can't. Somebody finds something that all three of them want, and then that's it. There's too many things that are happening all at once for them to really kind of stay focused for too long before. There's too many minds at play. I find that with 3 of them, and then that's it. So Junior and Michelle play well together. Rose plays well with them, but only like individually, and then it's like once the 3 of them kind of get together, it's just a matter of time. But Michelle's getting very good at being able to kind of organize kind of a game for at least half an hour, not necessarily a game with rules, but some sort of imaginative play. They start to do that, and then the twins kind of like break off.
I have you guys seen I get these ads for, and I'm gonna preface this by I hate the fact that the ads are always like Father's Day and not Mother's Day or Parents' Day, because we all want breaks. Parents, like moms, dads, anybody in between. Like, we all want the breaks. Don't just do these for dads. And it's like the shirt that dad can wear, and it's like to drive the cars on. So that it's like a road map on a shirt, and it's like you limits on the back, and it's like,
oh yeah, I've seen those.
Like tips and tricks for parents, and then you like wear a shirt, and it's like, now you get to drive a car on me. I'd for sure buy one of those, and my kids would be like, you got 30 seconds of this and now it's useless.
Ooh, I have a really good game for that. If you're like you just want to like lay down and just like close your eyes. So we play, we call it What's on My Butt. So you lie like face down, either like on your couch or the floor if it suits, wherever. And then your kids get stuff from around the house, whatever they want, and they put it on your back or your butt, and you have to guess what it is.
My kids would love that. Anything where they get to say the word butt, because it's like a big thing in our like poo, pee, butt. Like it's like hilarious in our house. That's right funny. Now. So if I got to say, like, if I was like, find something and pile it on top of mommy's bum, they would be like, that's so funny. That's a good one. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked really well until the kid tried to switch roles. So he had to lie down and guess what it was. And I was like, that was not, no.
You're like,
no, I don't want to do this side of it.
But it worked really well. And like, it can be anything.
This is
a shoe or he really liked doing like stuffed toys. Like, you have to guess which stuffy.
One. We do my parents got one of my kids like a little doctor's kit, and it's a backpack, which is actually really cute, but it's a hard backpack, and they'll play doctor. That's something that they will do. Like if it's like first thing in the morning, we're like, I got a sore toe. And then they like get all the tools and they like spend 15 minutes just like fixing a toe or hammering your knee, checking your temperature, and like doing all the like doctor things. And that's a good
nice.
One. That's like, I should keep that in like the back of my mind for when people need gifts. 'Cause I'm like, this is like a gift for the parents. Like your kids will play doctor on you and you can sit there for 20 minutes and drink your coffee.
You could also get them to play vet.
Okay.
So like have them sit down with like their doctor stuff and then like pretend they're a vet and bring them all their stuffies.
Smart.
And be like, oh, something's wrong with this one. Like, what's wrong with it? And then like have them do the same thing, but not to you. If you don't want to be touched. If you'd rather put like a stuffy down. It works well. We used to do that too.
I do portrait. They all have to draw me sleeping is what I
do. You're going off
of
what your kids like to do. They're crafty, right? So
yeah,
that's
exactly.
Amazing.
They love art. That's the one that I can like. No, I'm not being serious, Lucy.
I mean, it would work.
No. Michelle would start giving me directions. Daddy, can you like roll a bit? Can you move? Can you put your hand above the? I was just like, oh, never mind. This is a terrible idea. They love art, so art is always art. I know the advice that was given to us was like, you got to switch up their environment if they're in a bad mood, like to the point where, or as specific, or as basic as like, give them water, like not to drink, but like give them something to play with, like in water or bubbles or something, or run them a bath, and then it kind of like, you know, changes up the atmosphere, or take them outside. The third one for our kids is like art. Like art's like a good way of like, if they're all crying, or not crying, but or if they're all, if they're all crying, they're all upset, they're all moody, they're all just not, they're just in a funk. I always then just go, does anybody want to draw something? Like we want to do some art or whatever. And then they all just go, yeah. And it just like snaps them all out of it. And then they all go to the table and stuff. So I've said it before. Our house is just covered. There's just papers everywhere of just them doing drawings because they love to do that. But it is the thing that I find that they will do together. And now they're starting to get the twins are starting to get better with markers. So like, and understanding like the caps and understanding, they're at a point now where they know not to put it like draw on pieces of paper. You don't draw on things, like you don't draw on the table, you don't draw on the cabinet and stuff. They obviously have done that, and we've corrected them and stuff, but it's just been they're now at a point where now, oh great, all three of them like, no, you take the crayon or you take whatever you're drawing with and then you do it on the paper. So art's always a big one in our house. I don't know why. I Melissa will doodle. I hate to draw. I have the worst penmanship probably this side of Canada. Like it's I'm so I have no artistic ability on that level. Is that so? I don't know why I don't know where it comes from, but it also just could be plainly because they're children, and children love to draw and they love to color and they love to use that stuff.
I was just gonna make a bad joke that you should have been a doctor with your penmanship.
You can make that joke. My dad then is going to be like, see, so other people are telling you too.
I've heard that all you need to be a good doctor is bad penmanship.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I wish somebody would have told me that on career day back when I was 16, and then I would have gotten into that line, and rather than, yeah, anyways.
It's interesting that your kids like art so much, Brandon, because I like not a fan. And it's not that like Sterling and I are relatively artistic, but the kid just no thanks. Like,
oh, he doesn't like it. Like he not you, but you mean like you mean like the kid just doesn't like it.
No, I like it. I doodle. I dabble in art. I once upon a time was gonna be a photographer, but that's a whole other thing. And Sterling is obviously artistic. For those that know him, for those that don't, has an artistic side.
Does he? I didn't know that.
But the kid is just like
that's an analytic. I didn't mean that as a joke. I meant that as like I've never seen it. I've never seen his artistic side of. I've talked to him about art and all that sort of stuff, but I didn't know that like he had an artistic side or anything. It's just
like
he's
I know
so
he
analytical.
enjoys the arts, but is he like
he's an art appreciator?
He's an art appreciator, but is he like? I don't know him that well either.
No, like he doesn't draw. He doesn't draw, but he is good at drawing. But he doesn't think he isn't. He doesn't do it very often. No, he's more like graphic design artistic than like pencil and paper artistic.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So stuff I wouldn't be able to. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Because I'm like, where would I have seen him like? Because if you say like he's artistic and it's like because he can draw, I'm like, but I've never seen him like just grab a piece of paper and like draw something. Like I've never seen that. But if you're saying it's like graphic design,
oh, I think he's really good, but he doesn't think he's very good, so he doesn't do it very often. But
that's fine.
I think he's good. However, the kid is like, no, I couldn't. He comes home with art from school, but I think that's because like everybody's drawing, so I have to draw something. But you couldn't get him to do it at home. Not at all.
Mine is kind of similar. Well, yes and no. Like apparently at daycare, they're like, yeah, no. Like during the arts and crafts, ours like, nah, I'd rather be playing. Yeah. He's more the imagination, using his imagination. Yeah. But then like it clicked, and one day he was like coming home with like 15 pieces of paper with different colorings on them, and so like he's just all over the map of like, you know, like you said, Brandon, like switching up the environment, switching up things to do. Like doing art is hit or miss. It's either going to be like a really big hell yeah, or very much like a why on earth would you ask me to do art? So it's kind of we're all over the map. Who knows what my kids are going to like each day? Changes daily, weekly. Pretty sure I was like that. Now I feel for my mom. So it's weird with them. It's not your kids. I mean, just kids in general. It's just like, kids
Hannah,
are weird.
Your kids are just weird. They like imaginary play, but they don't like drawing stuff. That doesn't even connect.
You want to weird. You were talking about how like Brandon, your kids know now not to color on the wall, but that is something that they have done at some point, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The kid has never once colored on the wall.
All right. Well,
Not once.
as someone who remembers our potty training episode, you are doing a wonderful job again trying to be relatable with your child as the example. He's never drawn on the wall. Well, because you said he doesn't draw.
No.
He doesn't do any art. He's not artistic.
Like
I get that.
He used to like scribble on pieces of paper like when he was little. And he does, like I said, he does bring art home from school, but like he's just not big on it. Like getting him to make a card for someone for their birthday is like,
What?
like pulling teeth.
But he
It's
makes
so
me
hard to get
cards
him to
for
do
my
it.
birthday.
I know.
So
and
he doesn't like doing it?
He's good at it. He's good. Yeah, it's coercion, absolutely. He's good at it, and they're like, I love his little cards. He makes the cutest.
He
cards,
makes
but-
great cards, but if he doesn't want to do them, he doesn't have
but
to
he
give
doesn't-
me. He doesn't have to
he
make
doesn't
me
really
a
wanna do
card.
it. But
well,
then
this
I'm
changes
like,
everything.
that's fine. I'm like, that's fine. You can we'll just like bring a card, or like we just won't have a card. But he's not okay with that either. He's like, he doesn't want to make the card, but he doesn't want to go without a card. So it's like a big
For someone who doesn't like drawing, he sure as heck sounds like he's got the brain of an artist. Oh, I don't want to do my art. All right, fine, then well, hold on. Let me see if I can work something up and I can just write, oh, look at this. Oh, it's just something I mocked up. This is a masterpiece. Yeah, well, I did it and I'm going back to bed. Yes.
That's exactly what it is. And then once you get him, like he's like, what's their favorite color? And I'm like, I don't know, just like pick a color. No, can you call them? Can you call Brandon and ask him what his favorite color is?
Yeah, R does
I'm like,
that to me too.
It's orange. It's orange. Are you sure? Let's call him and ask him. I'm like, no. I'm sure it's orange. It's orange. Okay. Well, what's his second favorite color? Why? Why do you need? So I can use the right color to write the card. It's like a whole process, and then he gets really into it. Once you've got him to do it, he's really into it. And then he struggles with like, well, what should I draw? And I'm like, draw whatever you want. Draw just like you and like the person whose birthday it is. No, it's got to be better than that.
Sounds like an artist, Lucy.
Yeah,
Sounds like an artist. I don't know what to tell you. If he doesn't like to
Oh
draw,
my
he doesn't
God.
like to draw. That's fine, but he sounds like he's an artist. But that's it.
If you enjoyed this episode, please rate, review, and subscribe. If you want to chat with us, slide into our DMs, leave a comment, or email us at thestayathomespodcast@gmail.com. Bye!